Jesus Nation Month is a month where we believe as Christians that we affiliate ourselves to the mandate of our Lord Jesus Christ, which he has given us, that before his return, we must demonstrate. This will be done by us giving ourselves entirely to being good and great examples to the society. For a long time, the church has been ridiculed. People have looked at the church as useless, powerless, and nothing to admire. This has been so because of a wrong ideology and mentality that has been passed from one generation to the other generation, and a misunderstanding of the scriptures, which has made many people believe that the church is for poor people. In fact, we have heard people who think people who are in church today are gullible people. People who have a lot of problems, but it is wrong. The absolute real reason and mandate of the church is a continuation of God's plan, which he had before the world began. When he said, let us create man in our image and let him have dominion and let him rule over the things of the earth, the things of the air, and the things of the water. This primary purpose was then dissolved when man sinned against God, and God said, I'll push you out of the garden. However, Jesus Christ came to restore that mandate by dying on the cross. When he rose from the dead, he said, power has been given to me, and I therefore give you power. He says, go you to the whole world and demonstrate this power. But for years, we have seen the church not demonstrating power. We have seen the church being associated with all bad things. The church has become like a beggar. A church has become like a place where mercy must be demonstrated. This is contrary to what Jesus told us to do. He said to us to be the one to go to the society and give. He gave us a mandate to go and show mercy. He gave us the mandate to go and give to the poor. He gave us the mandate to go and help those who are in need. But this became a vice versa. The church became a beggar. The church became timid. But God, his main purpose has always been to raise up a people who will fear him and who will dominate the worldly systems by demonstrating God's righteousness and by controlling the events of the world. We saw this happening when the Bible speaks of how God wanted a nation to be born in Israel. He allowed them to go to Egypt to form a nation and come back to Canaan. And when he appeared to them, he said, I am sending you to a place of milk and honey. He said, one reason I am sending you there is to remove the people who are there. And I am sending you to go and take over, so that my people can have a land of milk and honey. My people can dominate and take over the whole system. And they were 7 systems. One, the Jebusites. These were people who had taken over all issues to do with the family. If you talk about families which are broken, confused families, they were these people. And God said, go and take over so that real families can be seen in that land. God said, go and take over the land of Canaan. The land of Canaan was filled with people who were good in doing business. They had business strategies, acumen. And they were doing well. They were controlling the global economy in those days. And God said, my people should be the one to take over. It has always been God's will for the church, for his people to take over in business, in trade, in industry. Say, go and take over the Perizzites. Go and take over, because there were people who were worshiping false gods. And God said, I want to establish my kingdom. I want to put in true religion my people who are called by my name. And this is a moment where we are coming up. God said to me, he said, I am raising back my people, and they will take over in all systems. Time has come when people in the church will take over in art and entertainment. We're going to have people in the church who rise up. They'll be very talented. They'll be very good. And they will rise up and they will take over the world. Gone are the days when only people who are singing secular songs or who have got secular talents must be big. These are the days that even the church, people will rise up with the skills. The church will rise up. There will be people who will take over. Because Jesus wants to establish his kingdom before his return. And he shall be the king over these talented people. And he shall give them grace to take over. And we shall penetrate all the systems. So we're going to have the Christian Ronaldos who come from the church. We're going to have people who are good in drawing, in art, and they'll make names just by art. And these people will be coming from the church. We're going to have people who will be very good in music. They will compose songs and they will take over the system of the world. And these people will be people who shall fear God. And we're going to have people who shall take over business. They'll be very good in business. And these people shall fear the name of the Lord. And we're going to have people who shall take over in politics. Like what is happening in our country. We have a man of God, by the way, who is the leader. We're going to have people in politics who shall fear the name of the Lord, and it shall be politicians. And we're going to have people who shall have great families. Broken homes will be restored. And these families will be families of example. And they shall fear the name of the Lord. This is why we received this revelation. And God said, I have come down to reestablish my kingdom. And it shall be called the Jesus Nation. Ladies and gentlemen,